welcome back to Grave Magnolias. My name is Alma. Welcome back to my channel where I like to talk about knitting, crochet, thrifting, and of course, most definitely, above all else, books. What I'm reading, what I've come across, anything like that, I love to share. So I thought I haven't done this type of video in a while, a library haul. Of, I guess, pretty much like my TBR for the month of August. I know it is now, as I'm filming, the 7th, but I have a pretty good stack and it could change throughout the month because I am not one to like keep reading even though it's like not good. I DNF quickly. I've actually DNF'd a lot of books, and not necessarily because they're not good, just because they weren't, since I'm a pretty avid mood reader, they just weren't vibing with me at the time. And some of them are on the back burner, some of them are for sure cut off the list, and I'm just saying not for me. So I have a cup of coffee here. I'm on my couch and I have a massive stack of books of what I checked out from my local library, and we'll get right into it. And I can't say enough, go, if you haven't in a long time. I get a ton of people that come into the library and like, oh my god, I like literally forgot the library exists. I'm spending a ton on Audible and Kindle and stuff like that. And they come in and get a library card. You'd be surprised, especially if your library has decent enough funding, how up to date they are, what's available to you. So I can't say it enough. Go support your local library, go get a library card, and go check out a library book. I don't know, I just think in this day and age, while we see a lot of people like online, on Instagram, their curated wall of just like limited edition books and indie releases, which is awesome. Not all of us can afford that. And I have come to the, conclusion like, wow, books are expensive, which is a shame. But like, again, the author's got to get their bag. I get it. But then it's just like, but what if I get the book and it's not good for me, and I don't want to like put out, like, even paperbacks are like $20-$25, some of them, which is like kind of crazy compared to what paperbacks used to be. And to like get it and you can't even get through it, and but the library excuse me, the library does a pretty decent job of getting the latest books, so you might be able to get your hands on something, try it out, and if it's good enough to add it to your own personal collection, which is what I do. I have a list of things I want on my shelf to reread in the future. But it still has been really nice to be able to get my hands on something that maybe I came across online and I'm able to check it out and it's not costing me a thing, which I love. So I have a lot of fantasy, dystopian, and historical romance. So let's see what I'm reading this month. So in my last video, I talked about The Queen's Thief. I mentioned it and how good it is. I just finished book 3, which is King of Atolia by Megan Wallen Turner, and I can't recommend these books enough. They're so good, quick read, such an interesting world and the political dynamic and our main character, which if you see online, read it in order. I highly recommend read in order. I don't think any of these books are standalone like some people thought, because there's so many characters, and if you just jump into like book 2, I mean, I guess you could pick up on it after a little bit, but it really adds an element starting from the beginning with Queen's Thief and onward. So like I just said, I just finished book 3. I have A Conspiracy of Kings up next, and I'm so happy my library has all of them. I don't know if they have the last like novella that she came out with, because this is all Megan has written and it's a masterpiece, honestly. And then after that we have Thick as Thieves. And book 3, while our main character from book 1 and book 2 were in there, it's kind of following the perspective of someone else within the palace and all that, so it's really good. Again, I'm going to do a sit down video going over the whole series and just hopefully convincing you to read it. So I have another one waiting for me. I think it's called this Conspiracy of Kings. Let's see if it shows in here. What's the last one? maybe it'll show in here in the thickest thieves, because there is one more book. I don't think it's gonna, no, it's not listed on here. Maybe in the back. No, because there's quite a bit of a separation between each book when it came out, about 1 to 2 years, maybe a little bit more for some. The first book came out in 96, and then anytime after that, I think she really took her time creating the world and the lore and the history and the gods and all that stuff. So really excited to finish that series. A new release, I think it's pronounced Jelly Johnson. That's the author of reimagining of Thornwood House. So it just came out, and it's pretty much a sentient house, and this mother and her adopted daughter decide to become the caretakers of the house. So I feel like it's going to have Studio Ghibli house moving castle elements to it. So I'm really excited to give this a chance. Hopefully it is good. It's really pretty. Like, at least the cover sold me when I was like browsing, as I do at work all the time. So I'm really excited. And then I still have on the docket, which I need to just make a decision if I'm going to continue on with the series or just completely put it on the back burner for now. But it's book 2. Oh, it's King of Atolia right here. Book 2 of the Invisible Library series by Genevieve Cogman, The Masked City. While I really did enjoy book 1, The Invisible Library, out of all the books that I've read so far this year, that was like, I could hardly get through it at times. But when I would read it, it was like really good. I was really enjoying it. But then I just couldn't finish it. And it was not even 400 pages. And I've read really big books this year. So I don't know if it's just like mentally I just wasn't like in it. But I have book 2 that I need to make a decision. If not, I just need to return it and just pick it up at a later date. It's very like Doctor Who. There's alternate universes or timelines of different, London and all that stuff, and pretty much this hidden society of like librarians. They take books from different alternates to pretty much like keep it for themselves, honestly. And there's kind of like some sinister stuff going on with the library, which the reason I picked this up was because I wanted the same vibe after finishing what's her name, Rachel Kane series, the Ink and Bone series. So it kind of has like that, but everyone knows that the library's in control politically. This one, people don't know that there is this library and these librarians, and they come and go into these alternate worlds, and there's magic, there's fae, which are evil, and then there's chaos, which is like not a good thing for the world. It can kind of like break the world down and make it inhabitable. And there's dragons, so like a lot of really good elements, and it's written really well. But I don't know, I just haven't like, oh, I gotta go pick up book 2, so I might just pass on it. We'll see. So let's see. I guess I'll share this. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I discovered Grace Barrows and the Lonely Lord series, and I read book 1, Darius, which was so beautiful and amazing. And I read that ebook through our reading app provided through our library, but we have books 3 through 4, no, 2 through 4 as a physical book, and I'm not sure which order they are in. Hold on, maybe it's here. Darius, Nicholas, Ethan, and Beckham. Okay, perfect. I actually have an order. So yeah, so we have Lord of Secrets, Nicholas, as book 2. We have Lord of Scandals, book 3. And we have Lord of Sins, Beckham, book 4. So if they're anything like book 1, I don't think they're necessarily going to have the same elements, but I'm very excited to see if they're all just as good. And then up next, this is a recommendation from a patron. We have similar interests. We really love Lisa Kleypas, and then I've recommended other books to herself and her mother that check out books a lot. She said that I would really like this. It's a historical mystery by C.S. Harris, and this is book one, What Angels Fear. So it's like really gritty. It's 1811s. Um, I think, is it London? It doesn't necessarily say. So that has, from the book list, the combination elements of historical fiction, romance, and mystery in a fog-shrouded London. Puzzlers will appeal to fans of Anne Perry, which I've never read Anne Perry, but so I picked up book one for that. And I'm currently reading right now to see if I like it or not, is another YA, an older one. I've been coming across older ones. Some of them are just not it. They're not good. They're very cringy and annoying, like young characters. Because most of them, I think now some of them are like older characters, but a lot of the times it's like 16, 17-year olds. And it's like Queen of Thieves is YA, but it's such a mature read. I feel like it should be like an adult book. Not that it has mature themes of like torture and politics and betrayal and things like that. But I got it suggested in my reading app. When you return a book, you can ask it to show recommendations of books similar to, which I think is a pretty cool element. It was updated. And this book was on there, Incineron by Catherine Fisher. So the cover is really pretty. Pretty much it's a dystopian sci-fi fantasy due to the elements of what I've read so far of like there's scanners, like one of the characters scans away a wrinkle on her face, or people are giving themselves a certain medication to live past their mortality from a sickness, one of the other characters. So Incineron is a prison unlike any other. Its inmates live not only in cells, but also in metal forces, dilapidated cities, and unbound wilderness. The prison has been sealed for centuries, and only one man, legend says, has ever escaped. Finn, a 17-year-old prisoner, can't remember his childhood and believes he came from the outside. He's going to escape even though most inmates don't believe that the outside even exists. And then Finn finds a crystal key, and through it, a girl named Claudia. Claudia claims to live outside. Her father is the warden of Incineron, and she's doomed to an arranged marriage. If she helps Finn escape, she'll need his help in return. But they don't realize that there is more to Incineron than meets the eye. Escape will take their greatest courage and cost far more than they know. So I read that and I was like, oh wow, that sounds like really good. So I picked up book one. It's a duology. Book two is Seraphique. I have it only as an ebook and audiobook, but I'm up to chapter 5, and I I've already guessed a couple things. I think I'm right, but I think what they did for like the dystopian aspect, they created this like prison as like an experiment to help cleanse the world, as you know, a lot of dystopians are like about getting rid of a certain group of people and all that stuff. And they're sold on like, hey, you know, this is a good idea. We need people to sacrifice themselves and so forth. So I'm really intrigued to see where this goes. So far, it's reading quite well, and I'm very excited. And lastly, on the docket, I am still reading some Sarah MacLean. I'm going to finish that hopefully. And I'm still trying to get through Daggermouth by H.R. Wolf or H.M. Wolf. I did have a lot of high expectations, and like so far it's still reading well, but I just don't feel like it's what I'm in the mood for right now. So I think I have like 12 days left before it's due. But I don't know if it's for me. It's gritty, it's quite extreme on the dystopian side of things. My voice is like going away. So we'll see. I'm still giving it a try. I think I'm like on chapter 4, but I read it at work. It's on ebook since it's been quite slow. But I'm not like reaching for it. I'm like, oh, I want to know what happens next. So, and that it's been quite actiony and quite, like, oh my God, that's kind of like intense. So we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, that is what's on the docket for August. It'll probably change. I do have quite a lot out, so I kind of want to get through what I can before I start looking at books again. It's so hard not to just get everything because there's so many good things I come across and like new authors I've discovered. It's like this whole new world. I love it. I love it so much. And so again, please go to your local library, get a library card, see what they offer. There's so many more things than just books. You might be able to get passes for your zoo or any of your like science centers or anything like that that the library works with. You're eligible to get a pass. State parks, language apps. Our library does Ancestry. You have access to that, which is pretty neat, as well as ebooks and audiobooks. Because again, not everybody wants to haul around a physical book. And also not everyone has like room in their house for physical books. So even just like even though it's like just a library book. But they can listen to a book, read a book on the train or on their trips back and forth across the world, Reading is the best thing that's ever happened. I'm so happy that's like my hobby, one of many, and it has saved me like so many times in life, brought me down from a lot of, stress and all that stuff. And I really, really love it. And there's something for everyone. It's, there's historical fiction, mystery. There's so many like micro genres and tropes and stuff like that, that there's something out there for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video and let me know if you've read anything or what you're reading or what your month is looking like for August. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.